Greetings Tubiverse, I am one Noob, and in this Top War video, we're going to talk about the two types of servers there are in Top War, but really, this applies to a lot of different types of games like Top War. So, why do you need to know this? Well, the biggest reason is that being in the wrong type of server can lead to a bad experience, and alliance tickets, they don't come cheap or easy, they just don't. I've seen people rage quit over being the wrong type of server or having their server type change on them. That's when we get the old familiar gripe in the Alliance chat that goes, little something like this. Well, this game isn't what it used to be, and you just insult here about the developers and bye-bye. I don't know. This video will help you understand what type of server you'll have the most fun in, help you understand when your server suddenly doesn't feel right, and notice it's time for you to move on. In the beginning of your Top War journey, you find yourself on a server in chaos, okay? Which is a lot of fun in my opinion. It can go in any direction, and there's tons of people you're playing against. Over time, a server matures and it gets quiet as the people that control the server start to put more and more controls in place. Everyone hangs out in their alliance chats and Discord. World chat just becomes this funky place, seldom visited by most players, but for whatever reason, still frequented by your trolls looking for a good time at your expense. Once you get into one of the top alliances, you'll start seeing that the server has certain rules that didn't matter when you were a little baby guppy. At that point, you might find yourself in, a little bit of a weird place. I'm going to break down the biggest difference in server types to help you solve that part of the experience and get the most out of Top War. So let's do this with a pulse-pounding versus graphic. And get this show on the road. In Top War, there are server farmers and there are fighter servers. We'll put them up right here with the graphics. The biggest difference between the two is cash money. That's right, pay players. Overall, fighter servers have a really high percentage of serious pay players in them, and that's the land of the great white whales. This doesn't mean that you should jump to a fighter server if you're a regular spender. Don't get that twisted, okay? A ton of players make this mistake, and in a month, they rage quit. Why? Well, because farmer servers are full of people that have to learn how to play the game in detail. So for most players that have been in the game for less than a year, personally, I highly recommend farmer servers to get your start to learn how to spend money in game without a tremendous amount of waste. Farmer servers are the best place to learn the mechanics of Top War. If you rush into a fighter server, you're going to find yourself missing critical aspects of gameplay that cause you to lose against players that spend a lot less in game, unless of course you're a mega whale that buys up everything every time it comes up. In that case, you'll beat most players because you'll get the level 7 hero exclusives every time a strong hero comes out and crazy high level Titan gear with special effects on every hero. It's just kind of hard to beat that, period. So mechanics aside, that's dangerous. I catch a lot of grief for saying this, but honestly, to this day, the people that I know that know the game best are all free-to-play or very minimal spend players. You can learn a lot from them, even though you can smush them in battle. Don't ever overlook how they can help you get stronger in game and spend money far more wisely. The reason why they know so much is that the cost of making a mistake for them is a lot higher, as all the rare resources are a lot harder for them to get their hands on. Fighter servers are the best place to learn how to fight, okay? You'll notice that the choices they make on their servers are very different in certain regards, like KE or the kill everyone events. Farmer servers fight to keep peace at any cost. This is good because you can focus on how to get strong and save your resources for fighting against other servers. Fighter servers, however, they have some sort of KE rules and embrace fighting in general as necessary to learn certain tricks in battle, and they test their setups regularly. Believe it or not, no matter how many YouTube videos you watch on the best hero setups, or I watch, it happened to me too, you're going to notice you get beaten badly by hero lineups that don't make any sense to you. The reason for this is that fighter alliances test how to beat different common lineups. So if it happens on YouTube, they're going to test it and figure out how to beat it. And they have a reason to think you're going to use it, okay? So they figure that out, and that information isn't shared outside of the alliance, let alone the server. It's not sneaky, okay? It's just common sense. It is a fighting game after all, and we want to beat you and you want to beat us, so that's just kind of a thing. So while we have some great people that help share the best setups out there on YouTube and Discord, fighter servers test everything and work out solutions to anything published. Farmer servers tend to end up being one alliance servers. They're quiet and more intimate servers overall. If there are two alliances, it's two alliances of roughly equal strength that never fight, and players jump back and forth between them freely for all kinds of reasons. Also, farmer servers tend to have a CP limit to prevent whales from coming in and just trashing the server. Due to these basics, farmer servers struggle to get huge in size and activity. Fighter servers, on the other hand, have a minimum of two alliances because they need to fight against each other to train and test ideas against each other for big events. And they regularly compete against each other, and they don't get all huffy about it. Also, they're more likely to have a CP minimum requirement, but welcome all high CP players with open arms, unless you have a bad reputation on another server, okay? And that can happen, so be mindful. It's a lot easier for a fighter server to get large with the right leadership because of this simple fact. Still, in server events, good farmer and fighter servers bond together for the good of the entire server, so that's not a pro or con on either side. They both do this. So don't think that one is more cohesive than the other. It doesn't work out that way. If you would rather be on a fighter server and you're struggling to figure out if the server you're researching is a fighter server, I got some easy stuff for you here. Ask them during your interview, and yes, they will interview you if they're any good, how they practice fighting and testing hero lineups. It'll become crystal clear based on how much detail you get from the server leader if they're more of a fighter or farmer-based server. All servers fight, but not all servers are fighter servers. Farmer servers are a great place to take a break as a pay player when you feel like you're spending too much and you want to rest. This is something that's overlooked a lot and has cost some great players in my time of playing top where they've just gone away, and unfortunately they just couldn't think this way, which is kind of sad. When you do this, you'll be way stronger than most of the players there, and you won't be pressured to spend money to keep up. All play players know that taking a spending break on a fighter server is a little bit of a problem. It just takes time to become a problem. If you take 6 months off spending in game on a farmer server, you'll be a whale, have a blast, and if you change your mind about spending, you can wait a while until you have all that snazzy new stuff that got released before you jump back over to a fighter server. So everybody's happy. If you've been on a farmer server and you start getting bored because you're one of the top fighters and everyone seems to need you to fight for everything fight related, a fighter server can be a great mental break for you. The reason for this is that you're not going to be in high demand all the time. Instead, you're going to get smushed a lot and you can learn how to get stronger, finally. If you can't compete in an event, you're a lot likely to catch any grief or be missed on the fighter server. That's just pretty nice, right? If you've been in a fighter server and you need to stop playing 3 to 4 times a day for a while and testing 50,000 things, a farmer server is also a great place to go instead of quitting because the game takes up too much time for you. You don't need to get in game more than 2 times a day on a farmer server if you're a regular spender. And they just don't need you to spend any money. They just need you to be active. You've probably got way more of it than most of them because you're a regular spender, and you can accomplish as much, if not more than what they need while being in game less. Pretty nice here. So now a quick disclaimer here. I understand you might get this, so I'm, from what I'm saying, so I want to clear it up. I'm not talking about how active a server is in this video. That's an entirely different topic. Farmer and fighter servers can both be super active. It's just that a strong pay player can be a lot less active on a farmer server and still be super helpful because of how strong they are in game. Neither one of these server types are good or bad. I hate when people say that one is and one isn't. Too many people take this stance, and you read these rants in chat rooms all the time, like your server's dead, or oh, you guys are spending too much money. You don't really. Listen, it's all about what type of game you're wanting to play at that time in your personal top war journey. Now, I know people are going to tell you that you don't have to switch servers to get more of a farmer style or fighter style experience, especially on mega servers. I get where they're coming from. But reality, when you've been in the top alliance in your server for a long time, is very different in my opinion. The overall strength of a server dictates what servers are matched up against it, okay? So, if you're a farmer on a fighter server, you won't get many chances to fight in events, even though you might want to. You just dip your little pinky toe out there and you'll have a shark eating your face and wondering how things went so bad so fast when all you did is got up to your ankle in the water. That just happens. If you're on a fighter on a farmer server, you'll get too many opportunities to fight in every event and find yourself rolling over too many players, learning way less about how to get stronger. So, you're going to feel like a 20-foot giant smushing armies of ants and not even really knowing what you're doing as you're looking around. They're just, dying. It just happens. Just randomly walking around smushing bases gets a bit boring after a while. The culture of a server pushes the entire server towards a farmer or a fighter type of experience. And no matter what anybody tells you, it's unavoidable. So if you want to be Godzilla for a little bit, why not hop over to a farmer server? Nothing wrong with that if that's what you're looking for. Just know you won't get that experience in a serious fighter server easily or cheap. Not cheap at all, actually. Most players switch servers when their current server culture isn't what they're looking for, so the dominant farmer or fighter server mindset gets more control of the server over time, just from people naturally selecting themselves out. Since the person that holds the capital makes the decisions on who comes in, they pick people that match their mindset. Strong, well-managed servers do a very good job of screening new people to ensure they protect their servers. So over time, you get the majority of people coming in fitting that exact mindset and acting that way. So at that point, if the server matches your gameplay style, great, welcome aboard. If not, please, instead of rage quitting, find a server that matches you. If you change your style of play, again, please don't rage quit. Notice you've changed and find a place where you can have fun. Also, don't ever think your server will always be great and constantly collect transfer tickets. You'll need them at some point in your Top War journey. Saying goodbye to a server doesn't mean saying goodbye to your friends. There are plenty of Discord channels where you can stay friends with your friends from other servers. That's a hard sentence to say. Now, I do wish Top War would allow us to chat with friends that leave for other servers. But again, we have Discord, so there's a way, regardless of how the developers limited the direct message feature in game. Please fix that, developers, if you want this. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's something I've seen a lot in discussion on Discord, so I think that it might help some people out in their adventures in game. When I see people unhappy in game, this server type difference is the real reason why more often than not, and it can be solved by switching servers. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and please throw me a like and subscribe. Hey, and if you want to take the discussion offline, join me on our Discord. I've linked it here, and we have a schwanky free giveaway going on that you can participate in. Full details are in the Discord. You got to go there to find out. So thanks for watching, and until next time, Tubiverse.